Hello everybody, this is Kata. This is TSdL, Season 8, Round of 8, and we have SikarasTheRipper vs. Hayl. Seems that Sikaras might have done a little bit of research on Hayl. Hayl does have a bit more of an AoE lean to his box, although now we see an Oboro in Hayl's box. Previously, Hayl was running a bit more AoE than that. I think there was an Autocrado, and plus, Hayl has frequently been picking up this Mariandel. So with the Elma and Rosin, you can tell that SikarasTheRipper's box is built more so against AoE. Other than that, a lot of assassins. Diehard, New Rash, Burner, Sherry, Pepsi. And is a 3 healer box and 2 tank, which, as we've been over previously, that usually leans more towards the tank push side, and Hayl's pretty much the same way. Actually, Hayl is 4 healer, 2 tank. And you can also sort of tell that Sikaras has done some research, because first bans at Lando. So Hayl bans out Rosin. The first thing that got banned is IVC, that's to prevent any sort of mobility advantage. Then the Rosin gets banned. This is to put pressure on Sikaras and try to push him into picking a healer, which Sikaras does choose to do. He picks up Elma. And Autocrado also gets banned. Very interesting choice, because there's not so much AoE in Sikaras' box, and there's also not too many people that actually care about Rosin. Sikaras bans out Burner, one of the highest output assassins around, and then bans out Pepsi. Less so a high output assassin, but he does carry a buff. He does have a shield, so he can be difficult to kill. Pretty annoying. Hayl's response to the first ban Lando is to pick up the Hilda, and we see an Abobo, second pick. Hayl bans out the Wedum, doesn't want to deal with that hero reversal on his Hilda. I mean, Rosin could be a potential choice here, but given how much single target there is, I mean, I guess Sherry is the one who cares the most about Rosin at this point, and Hayl has kind of banned everybody else who cares about Rosin, so probably not going to see a Rosin pick. If anything, Hayl probably wants to pick up Act Agains to try and get this Obobo to stack more quickly. And I don't think that Hayl is ever really going to be targeting SikarasTheRipper's tanks here. It's just going to be straight up targeting more of these assassins. Maybe even Burn. So we can probably expect Sikaras to get a last pick tank here. Oldius will prevent Pepsi with Terrain Master from moving as well on this map, but it's just a stall for a couple turns, and then there's nothing else that really cares. Sikaras picks up the Hilda, which means that... Okay, interestingly, Hayl gives the New Rash. Okay, not interestingly, there's a Hilda there, so of course Hayl is giving the New Rash, because you can't displace, New Rash is not going to be that effective. What's getting banned here is the Act Again from Sissy as well as other utility, and then Bernhardt's getting banned because he's the effective DPS remaining. I really liked picking a 4th DPS here instead of this Hilda, because I do not think that Hayl is ever going to double ban Sikaras out of tanks. And with Obobo and Oldius, there's not really anybody that's forcing Sikaras to need a tank to begin with. Sikaras can afford to pick up another DPS there. Especially with how much support is in Hayl's box, you know you can force Hayl onto this double healer composition. Although now Hayl's going to be player 2, presumably with double Act Again. New Rash is not going to be an effective DPS against Hayl's Hilda. I suppose the question is, what can this Pepsi do? We have seen a lot of drop near out of Oldius recently. Interestingly, Hayl picks up Rosin Seal. That's pretty much for the Miracle. There is the anti-crit aura from Hilda. There is the range damage reduction from Oldius. So maybe if this Obobo is sufficiently tanky, he'll actually be able to handle this Pepsi. Sikaras needs to at least burn Hilda's anti-crit aura, and that's going to be difficult when player 2 has Act Against. Hayl's generally going to have the opportunity to move Hilda after the crit aura gets burned, and then without crits, Pepsi really doesn't do much for damage. And so that's entirely what Hayl's composition is built around here. Oldius is here just to stall a little bit, put up Light Array, make it so Pepsi can't just march across the map. Hayl's hoping that these auras, and maybe Rosin Seal Miracle as well, because there is Elma, but her damage increase is a aura, so it can be difficult to push and get that. So Hayl does have a damage differential here, probably. And yeah, the comp is just built to tank this Pepsi. And Hilda is just such a weak pick, because Hayl's game plan is totally built around this Obobo and getting him up to 4 stacks. So if anything, Hayl wants you to pick a tank because Obobo is just going to get 4 stacks and ignore guard anyway and then not care. Right? But there is Lucretia. At the same time, there is also Oldius Aura. So Lucretia can have some shaky kill ranges on Hilda, especially if Hilda brings the appropriate troops. You don't want to go Lancer Hilda and do a free strike Lucretia, right? That's not a very good idea. And it is still worth mentioning that Hilda's displacement aura is only 2 or 3 blocks, so I mean the problem is Hayl's not really going to move out of range of his tank too far. But Sikaras does bring Cleanse. This is to try and snipe Hilda's guard here. And then Sikaras can ideally go and kill other things rather than the Hilda, but again, what's the target? Looking at this Obobo. 14,000 HP. Gospel probably will be going to him. Or, yeah, Oldius brought faction buff. Obobo is mythical. And it's not a unique Hilda, so probably means it's Tiamat, which means Lucretia's not going to be able to kill. It is green Hilda, but of course Hilda is just going to swap into a Cav here. That way Lucretia with Free Strike can't just kill her. And I mean, even with Tiamat, Hilda still might be able to tank that. But no Light Array. Still, it doesn't matter because it's so hard. Obobo takes the forest. He's gonna be having big aura. Hilda and Oldius. But is it enough to tank the Pepsi? Steel Wings do get 20% damage reduction from being on a forest, from a Niki tech. Yeah, the Gospel goes, oh, just acting again, that's fine too. Because, well, Hayl must be very confident that Obobo can survive. Without a Gospel, even. Perhaps without Miracle as well. Oh wait, no, duh, Oldius has the buff. God, sorry. It takes a while for these new units to get into your head. Yeah, mythical. So yeah, Obobo will have a buff. And Pepsi without stacks, no crit, not gonna happen. Not gonna kill him. This is a Glory of the World Liana, so Pepsi also is going to need some stacks to kill her. Even Razazeel is Glory of the World. Oldius has a revive. It feels difficult for Pepsi here, who has no real targets. Durash again. With a Hilda up and anti-displacement, he can never act again, and he can't get the pull on anybody to assassinate. And I'm gonna guess, I would really not be surprised if Hayl just puts everybody in one block range of Hilda and then just sits here for another 2 turns until Obobo's ready. That way, even if Cleanse does manage to get something, there's no way to take advantage of it. Don't need to burn Miracle just yet. I'm quite confident this Pepsi cannot kill. But Hayl plays it safe, which I think is also fine. It relatively guarantees that these 2 turns where Obobo has to reach 4 stacks, he'll have Miracle. It's an attempt to guarantee his survival. It's attempt to guarantee his survival until he reaches that point, which is fair. And really, with this endgame win condition of Obobo, it's up to Sikaras to make something happen here. I do think that Sikaras wants to push nice and quickly. Units like Hilda being able to punch Hayl's Hilda and burn the anti-crit aura and put pressure on Hayl is going to be useful. And, you know, I think another reason that Hayl didn't pick Sissy 5th there was because he didn't want to give Pepsi any sort of stack potential with Sissy's summons. And the double act again is good, and a Miracle is always great. So yeah, Sikaras just pushing up. You can already see Hayl being careful, leaving Hilda's action up. Usually, tank actions are something you burn closer to the start. But in this sort of situation where you might need Hilda to move immediately after your crit aura gets burned, you often end up keeping her later in the turn order. And I mean, even if it'll take too long to burn through Hilda here, it feels real tough for Hayl here, or Sikaras here. The first banned Lando ended up kind of biting Sikaras here. I mean, ended up with a 5th pick new Rash into Hilda. So where does Sikaras find an opportunity here? I don't see it. I mean, maybe if this Hilda was another DPS. But even then, Obobo can jump in, but still, Hayl can't really afford to trade with his sort of box. It is not built to trade at all. It has 4 healers, 2 tanks, and then even more supportive units like Mariandel. Hayl likes the solo carry strategy. Pepsi does have 2 guard ignores. Liana's also probably going to be one of the units that's always moving last here. Is that where you can find an opportunity? Because Rosin Seal would have to burn 3C to full heal Obobo after he gets hit. I suppose the candle doesn't really help, but yeah, just okay. I understand exactly what Sikaras is going for. The candle is there to give Pepsi a stack, plus give him a shield. Make sense? I mean, the AoE healing components of the candle are not helpful against this composition. I think that's fair. At the same time, if we look at what Hayl can potentially kill, New Rash does have a revive. I think Pepsi's gonna be able to live in Obobo with his shield up. And Lucretia also has a revive. Yeah, this is just poking a little bit. As we can see, Pepsi without crit does nothing. But then Hilda anti-crit is now down. Obobo will get full healed. And I think at this point, Sikaras' only choice is to again try with the Pepsi. One stack and a double aura. Obobo does have Miracle. Gonna be a tough kill. But you're not gonna kill this Liana, you're not gonna kill Rosin. Obobo's a win condition. This Obobo has as little stacks as you're gonna get. I think this is the only chance you have. Still, it will end up being a slow game after that, but I think the problem is that Hayl's team can just eventually win. Whereas Sikaras does not have any such avenues like Obobo. Does not go for the Obobo hit. But I mean, this isn't gonna really do much to the Hilda. The Rosin also protected against the potential black hole swap from the Lucretia, like maybe heal block happening. I mean, you put the Kleds up, but Lucretia could actually die to Oldius using 3C, but doesn't go for it. And Hayl's immediate concern is to just move the Hilda, for one that heals from the Rosin Seal, and for two that refreshes her anti-crit aura. So now there's absolutely no way Pepsi can kill. Not that I think it was gonna be a good chance Pepsi fails that kill anyway, and maybe that's why Sikaras doesn't go for it. The next turn, Obobo's ready. Oldius just comes in. This is pretty much just to burn the Pepsi shield. I mean, yeah, it doesn't push anybody. Pepsi's already in range. Vidar's maybe could have got like Pepsi faction buff or something. But now Pepsi's shield is popped, and that's going to be Obobo's first target. Puppet can't suicide, so there's no way to give Pepsi a shield here. There's no way to kill anything. And unfortunately for Sikaras, Hilda's guard did not get dispelled. So, Oldius could afford to just push up like this, and even now. Raza doesn't really have any other skill to use, so this is pretty much just refreshing crystal healing. And yeah, New Rash is injured here. Punches Hilda. If Thorns procs here, this could be dangerous. But it doesn't. And I think that's Bone Crusher, which also is not great against Rosin. And yeah, just Hilda gets healed up. Gospel on a Bobo, because why not? Another way to heal him. Or a 3C. Oh, excuse me. What is the part of it that's an aura? Oh, heal block aura, I see. So yeah, it's actually it's just a normal damage buff. Haven't seen too much Elma either, to be fair. I knew she had aura. But yeah, Bobo's ready to go. Sikaras does not really have a response. Can't kill. I mean, I guess you had to try and kill Obobo there. Even it was just the only chance. Yeah, Elma has to heal up everybody, and immediately after this, Obobo can just transform. But Hal might want to push up like right here first. Yep. That way Obobo can, because Obobo wants to kill this Pepsi. That is the target. It is Sikaras' best win condition. Yep, Obobo comes in. Oh, yeah, damn! I was just thinking, aren't these SikarasTheRippers? Yeah, aren't these SikarasTheRippers dominating formation tiles? Hilda Unique coming in real clutch. The sinkhole does not allow you to act again. The Sikaras with a pretty nice play here. It stops Obobo for one turn. Obobo has ran out of his damage reduction buff. Hilda does have her anti-crit aura, but plus Hilda has moved. Lucretia dies, but it's okay. She has a revive. Does take a life off Hilda because the cleanse did manage to get the class change. And so even supposing that this Hilda's Tiamat, it doesn't matter, right? So now anti-crit aura is down. And Pepsi goes for Obobo, right? Will it kill? Because if it does, this is pretty much GG, I think. Oh, the Obobo lives. Does Pepsi have guard ignore? Because Liana can't reach. Pepsi does have guard ignore. Oh, but the gift of eternal life. Which, yeah, it goes on to Obobo, and Pepsi's gonna have to try and get this kill with no troops. But there's no other choice. Act Again is available and Liana reaches. I think it, yeah, okay. You just had to move Oldius. Because Liana's just gonna act, yeah, and okay. It looks like Hal will be taking game one. A nice attempt, though. Because here, you just kill the Pepsi, yeah. quite a lot of damage. Yeah, and Sikaras concedes. He knows it's over. Again, a nice try. So, the map is Floating Courtyard. AoE is a bit more effective on this map. Assassins can be a bit less effective because it can be easier to block them out around the pillars. Obviously, FC doesn't care too much about that because he can fly. But the other ones do. I mean, the range does help a lot, but still, like, if you just place yourself diagonally of the pillars to just block out all of this, then you do have several turns where stall, keep the assassins from reaching you. I don't think Hayl would really adjust much. He looked pretty comfortable against this box. I'm interested to see what Sikaras would do, though. What's an effective strategy to bust this turtle? Could bring in more DPS. Brings in Sikaras, brings in Himiko to help try and hobble a little bit, harass and steal, brings in Kira for another assassin over Dieheart. It takes out New Rash. I wonder if we'll see the first ban Landius again, or if Sikaras will go a different route. Hal's sticking to the first ban IBC. For one, it has to do with the mobility advantage that she offers, and for two, it has to do with the attack boost that she offers that could screw up kill ranges that Hayl knows on his units. This time, Sikaras opts to first ban Hilda, so we are going to see Hayl pick up that Landius. And first pick Werner. Werner is pretty much the highest... I'm not going to say pretty much. Werner is the assassin in the game with the highest kill range right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would compare favorably to Zarita. Hard to say exactly. Double Strike is pretty insane. I think they are at least similar levels of output. But nonetheless, that's why Werner just, ideally with that higher output, you can bust through some of these units, especially if it's infantry. So Hayl bans out the Tiaris, then bans out the Pepsi. I think you ban out the Pepsi because he's trying to remove a faction buff for the Werner, and you ban out Tiaris for a similar reason to banning out the IBC earlier. You don't want that attack blessing really screwing up what Hayl knows his units can tank. Are spanning out Werner and Pepsi. We're gonna see another second pick Obobo. And it is Sky Mat. Pam's good. Cannot quite ban Sikaras out of tanks. There is Burn. There's Hilda. There is Christie. Could double ban both tanks and then pick IBC and then always have a way to get through. IBC does have first strike, but it is a mind game with Werner on what troops he brings. Hayl banning out Ham for the heal reversal and just being a long leg DPS. Also, Ham is very effective against Landius. Ham's second pick could have been really nice from Sikaras, I think. And then also bans out Autocrado. I think Hayl just really hates dealing with him. I mean, he's good, but Hayl likes to pick 2 healers. And the Himiko comes out. The question is it an Overlord's Badge Landius? If not, then Himiko has a lot of opportunities to play. Although I think that if it wasn't Overlord's Badge Landius, then you'd probably ban that Himiko a bit earlier. If you want to play a stallier strat. Sikaras banned out IBC and Mariandel, banning out long-range AoE plus off-healing potential. IBC just for mobility, leaving Sikaras the option to pick up a physical off-tank, although, I mean, again, against a Bobo, you don't really need a tank too much. And Hayl's response to the Himiko is to pick the Rosin, who is pretty damn effective against Himiko. I mean, stops a lot of her damage, stops her debuffs. Yeah, I'm not so sure about maybe the IBC ban, or even the Mariandel ban. I both think that if you're going to pick Himiko, Rosin's probably the choice. And especially with this burn follow-up pick. Like, if there was no Rosin here, there could be heal block potential from burn, and then a Himiko AoE combo could be pretty effective. But now it is burn against Landius. If burn can reach Landius and start punching him down, then yeah, if burn reaches Landius, he can start punching him down. Couple ways for this to go. There is, I think Sikaras wants to pick Christie here. I mean, you just ban the ham, right? But there's also the double act again ban that could come out. And then you could pick Rosin and go with tank burn. I do like the Gemini though. And it's interestingly, Sikaras bans out Sophia. I think Liana was a bit more threatening. Yeah, the Christie gets picked, so Sikaras can run Werewolf Burn pretty safely. So, game plan for Sikaras. You have Sissy with Inspire. That gives you some mobility boosters, and then you're just gonna push immediately. As fast as possible, as quickly as possible. And one of the reasons why I like double banning the Act Against is because that slows a Bobo down for a turn. And gives Sikaras another turn to actually reach Hayl and start punching him down. Himiko has been stunted a bit by this Rosin pick, and plus it's into a double healer composition as well. So her debuffs aren't going to be able to land. Nonetheless, they're still Act Again. And Sissy should... Okay, so it is a little awkward for Sissy because she kind of needs a very mass attack too. Inspire would have been really nice to have to reach Hayl quicker because there's no way Hayl isn't going to do anything but like turtle all the way back here with a Bobo. Wants to stay away from this burn as much as possible. Burn can really just murder the hell out of Landius. Hell, even if it's an infantry burner, I wouldn't be surprised if that could kill Landius too. Have to melee. But I do feel that Sikaras' team has a much stronger win condition here than in Game 1. We're going to see if Werner can reach, and maybe Werner can kill the Sobobo instead. There's not an infantry burner. Thanks, firebrands. And Ops 2 does not run with a faction buff. Or an attack buff. Brings Inspire on Sissy. Gonna be tough. And this does not. This looks like a based off that attack stat, it looks like Balanced Blade and Full Moon. Could also be OLB, but I think that MDef indicates Full Moon. With I think it is OLB, but I think that MDef is too high to be anything but also Full Moon, and this is Balanced Blade if it is Full Moon for sure. So the single target is a bit less effective. But no attack buff. There is no terrain. Light Array is brought. I don't think Light Array really matters too much. And it's a Cavalry Landia, so not too concerned about this burn anymore. Yeah, burn's not killing Cavalry Landias. So it comes back down to Werner versus Bobo. Werner did Breeze. Hayl probably moves about right here with the Bobo. Transforms. Then Hayl's just gonna put Landius right here and just block. And there's no way for Werner to ever reach a Bobo. The HP is also indicative of Balanced Blade. 12,000, a little low. I mean, you could have much more than that, but it is Emperor. There is Sissy 3C for an attack buff, but I mean, again, you can't reach a Bobo. Oh, doesn't he need to be on the third row? Okay, so he has one step. Okay, no, because you act again. Act again. Yes. Fine. If you did not have act again, you would need to be on this row in order to get 4 stacks. But yeah, like I was mentioning, you can, on this map, you can just put units right here, and it's really difficult, or basically impossible for an assassin like Werner to ever reach all the way back there. You'll have to kill the units first, and by then Obobo has stacked. There is Himiko push. That is a way. If Hayl's caught lacking, like, moves one of the units that are being a wall, and then Himiko pushes them out of the way. That's a way for Werner to get in. Can't push Landius, of course. But everybody else is pushable. Very high attack on this Landius. And it does look like Overlord's badge as well. Otherwise, yeah, there's no way it is an Overlord's badge. These are Golden Knights too, who are pretty good. Look at that attack. 1900? This is a Landius that could punch things. Does not have Rag. It could still be enough to kill this Werner if he pushes up aggressively. I mean, I guess not a defense stance, right? Perhaps that is the move for Sikaras here. You just run up with Werner in defense stance? Hayl has no way to really punish that, right? Oldius can't attack. I don't think Landius will be able to kill. I guess one issue could be then that you're out of range of Sissy and you can't get the attack buff. Because again, the target is Oboro. If Oboro can go down, then Sikaras could easily win this game. Got Himiko. He can push. That way, Sikaras can generally get the center. Okay, Werner just goes right for it. And it does not kill. No attack buff. If there was an attack buff, this Obobo would be dead. The aura plus the damage reduction from Miracle. Werner did have attack, did have King's Crown from Himiko. So I think it's just not having an attack buff here. And potentially if this Werner is Last Rites, which we don't know, or if this Oboro is Last Rites, then maybe Twilight Star could have made a difference there as well, but we don't know. It is 14,000 HP, so I think that's a bit too much to be Last Rites. I'm pretty sure it's Azure Legends. It'd be very hard to reach that. And this is a, I think this is 6-star. No, it's not. It is, it's 5-star. 0.4 times AoE damage. But Werner is in defense stance, and like we were mentioning earlier, there's nothing that can really punish Werner in defense stance here. Nothing can kill him. Perhaps the repeated hits will be enough though, like one Oldius punch. Well, I mean, Oldius will die if he attacks, I think. Landius, though, should have the bulk to take a bit. Sikaras is just gonna keep pushing up. Hayl might not even try this Werner and just leave him there. Now that you know Werner's in defense stance, he can't reach Oboro with double strike. Doesn't ignore guard unless you hit him, so. Werner's not really much of a concern. At least for one more turn. We do have one more turn for this Obobo to reach 4 stacks, so it'll be 2 turns until he can transform. As long as Himiko is here, though, this Werner should always be able to reach, now that he's in this position. Because, like, if you put units on this bottom line, then Himiko could have just ran in and pushed. Himiko put some pokes down, steal some buffs. I do think that she really wanted to hit this Obobo. I think it's probably worth losing your hide for it. Because that is the concern, obviously. If you move right here, just so you can hit the Obobo, then Oldius will punch you. Get rid of your talent. We'll see, though. And did not clock, but still, 3 turns is not the worst cooldown, especially since this game's gonna go on for at least 2 more turns, probably 3 more turns. But yeah, again, 1 more turn until Werner can do anything. What's up? Random buffs for burn. Was not the act again. Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot. Raza in 3C, you cannot displace her. Or is it that? Yeah, unable to move or be displaced. And now there's no way Werner could ever reach Obobo with double strike, because Hal's just gonna keep this position for the rest of the game. Until Obobo transforms. So the targets seem to have dried up for Sikaras. Werner just barely failed. I mean, maybe if you had mass attack on Sissy instead. I mean, I think definitely Obobo would have died there. I suppose, let's think about it a bit more. Werner can run away and just hide in defense stance. Not sure if that would be enough to let him tank Oboro or potentially even counter kill him. Not sure about Oboro's kill range on burn, and Himiko's gonna take at least 2 strikes. So again, we do have the situation where Oboro might take a while to be able to burn through Sikaras' team. And Sikaras does have the better position on center right now, but god, it's so many more turns until that fog starts closing again. Can Sikaras really hold for, let's see, 4 or 5 turns against a fully stacked Oboro, who will have Act Again available? Tough proposition. I suppose we can consider the other fogging aspect. Because it doesn't have to be just the center. Next turn the fog will be here. So yeah, Sikaras has to survive for 4 turns here. There's no point in Werner attacking. Werner should probably just go into strike stance right here. I think it would be a total waste to use it on Oldius. You can potentially kill Liana with double strike, but probably too much aura for that. Himiko does not have a good angle for her AoE. Everybody has crystal healing up anyway, so. Although that is expiring next turn. Yeah, I mean, the clear play here now is to just lock Hayl up in here and... Yeah, there's nothing else to do, really. There will potentially be burn aura as well, impacting the Saburo. Increases unit range by 2. So he's a 3 range unit, so he can't get out of burn aura. I see. I do not like giving up that position. I think Werner should stand still. You want to block Hayl out from getting another turn as much as possible. Yeah, now the other issue is... Okay, well, yeah. Himiko moves here. Worth mentioning, Christy probably didn't want to bring angels. Good chance Landius is gonna run Royal Cavalry against you. Phalanx are pretty good. Or some sort of gap. I do think that Himiko tried to push this Obobo. But yeah, he's immune to displacement. Himiko had to move here. Just to continue to try and block Hayl in. I suppose Sikaras still does have turn priority. Put Burn there. Okay, what does Werner go for here? Can't kill Rosin. Can't kill Oldius. You can't reach Liana. Himiko's skills are all down. I mean, Hayl is blocked in for a minute, but... yeah, does not even manage to kill. I mean, she has a revive anyway. That answers that can Werner kill Maiden's question. And Obobo just takes Werner's life here. Not really any other good targets. Yeah, he's 3 range, I see. Can't reach anybody but Werner, so... Werner is the only choice. The Act Again play did not accomplish much. Oh yeah, he flies, duh. It still takes the Werner just because it is the best choice. Very easy kill. So Sikaras has to continue and try to fog Hayl here, but Himiko talents down. Oboro just kills her next turn. Can Oboro kill Burn? I mean, once you have 5 units up and Sikaras has 3, the answer to that is yes. Act Again should be available from Liana. Yep. And so Bobo gets acted again. Himiko can run away. Which is probably what she has to do. I mean, the only way you're gonna get any use out of her. But the oldest push. Yep, Obobo gets acted again, then he probably goes and kills Himiko. Maybe even... no, you don't kill Himiko here. You just kill Burn because he's injured. Kill Sissy instead, just so people can't heal. Also fine. I don't think the ordering matters much here. But this is, yeah, this is a good choice because of the AoE after. You just kill a Sissy, and Sikaras concedes. Yeah, Sikaras was unable to bust Hal's turtle strat. I think once Himiko got picked, if Raza got banned, that game can go real different. Himiko's a real menace. Could have put Hal on the back foot. And if Werner had an attack buff from Sissy, that could have also made a huge difference, so... Yeah. Better luck next time to Sikaras, and congratulations to Hal for advancing to the semifinals. That is the end of my stream.